You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
So we're having good technical difficulties.
Hey,
Square Enix.
you be easy on Josh Gad.
I love Josh Gad, but that character is dog shit.
We're here for like a video game thing. We're not here for a concert. So.
Yeah. Hey Matt, did you like watching 22 minutes of explanation of Smash moves?
It just sounded like they handled it in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 313. We're here talking about how great our E3 predictions were. This is definitely the first time this podcast has happened, and we're all super excited. Hey, John, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. Fucking no.
So Matt is the person who puts the podcast live when we record. And he has failed at his job. This podcast
has failed at its job. XSplit it appears to be going now, but it just decided to quit broadcasting.
You just do a hangout on air, and it live broadcasts to YouTube automatically and archives for you.
Yeah, but then I don't have this sweet soundboard where I go.
I guess you're right. We do miss...
Welcome to World of Warcraft Battle Royale.
We do miss out on that when we don't have the soundboard, so the podcast isn't as good. No, okay, so let's go back to where we were, because we already had a great chat where we talked about
that was a good
E3.
practice chat, though. We'll have the best.
It was a good practice chat.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's actually just go over the conference and what they showed at EA, and then we'll talk about our points. All right. So we're getting a redo here. All right. Battlefield 5. They showed that. Okay. Isn't it weird how little Battlefield 5 was shown? They showed like a little trailer of how you can blow up buildings, and then no real like gameplay. Because like when they showed Battlefield 1,
there's a lot of tanks driving through things. So that was cool.
And they said they'll have more about the story trailer in the Microsoft conference, and then they just showed like the same trailer. It didn't do any more explanation. It was like, okay, I guess you're a lady in like Norway who's like undercover from the Nazis for part of the or whatever. Anyway, looks neat. Driving tanks through buildings.
Is this broadcasting? Because I can't bring it up on Twitch or YouTube, and I don't know what's going on.
According to Twitch, we are live.
It says live, but it also says 3,000 media resource decoding error. And I don't know what that means.
So we're having good technical difficulties.
Everything's great.
YouTube is currently live recording, and you just said it has recording error. So
all I see on YouTube is an error occurred. Please try again later. I don't know if that's playback.
It says we're live right now. I have it up.
Okay.
This is great.
Fine.
This is good. This is going well.
Everything's great, guys.
All right. So Battlefield is a thing.
Yeah.
They mentioned Battlefield Royale, and that was the first Royale mention we got. The first and only that we got. So that prediction for my did not go well. So I guess they said it's not going to be available at launch, but they're working on it. Okay. There was an awkward talk with Vince Zampella, who's the Respawn lead, talking about a game called Jedi Fallen Order, which is the rumored Respawn game. It takes place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, like when all the Jedi are being killed off. Cool. That's all we got. Matt said that didn't count as a teaser.
No.
I don't think I even wrote teaser trailer. I just wrote teaser.
A teaser
I didn't say
implies
teaser
a
trailer.
Is the problem?
Okay. Well, I'll let you steal points from me because you're cheating. But all right.
Because you're the 1%, and we have to steal points from
teased.
you and give it to everyone else.
Battlefront 2, they had a big talk about like, and they gave like, dude, I was actually, so I listened to some people talk about this, and they were like, kind of felt bad for the guy who came out for Battlefront 2, where he stands out in front of it and he's like, we're sorry that we did microtransactions. And I was like, why was this not like a business guy? Because DICE didn't want to put microtransactions in their game.
Yeah.
They wanted to make a good shooter. Business told them to put microtransactions in their game. And they're like, they should have had the EA, like Andrew House, the CEO, be like,
you're
"Nah, he
surprised
didn't at all."
that an administrative business person made a shitty decision and then forced somebody else to take the fall for it. Like, that's how things go.
I just didn't feel. I was just like, come on. Anyway, so they're doing some Clone Wars stuff. They're new heroes. So I guess that was where TJ was going to get a half point, but then I'm not going to, because they didn't only focus on BF2 modes and maps. They did at least mention another game. It wasn't a trailer, but they talked about it. So I that must have been a real game time decision for them to do that, because it did not seem like that was a well-scripted interview with the guy. So I had a feeling they were just like,
it's hard to
we
say,
gotta
like,
tell
whether
something.
it was like, hey, we'll pretend this is casual and we just found this guy in the audience.
Yeah.
Or if it was like, hey, we need some more shit to talk about.
Yeah. The indie games they talked about were Unravel 2 and Sea of Solitude, both not cyberpunky games with squirrels.
But both
so,
look fucking rad.
Yeah.
Unravel 2 is already out.
Yeah, Unravel 2's
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah.
Can I
It's
play
a co-op
that
game.
without any friends?
Yeah.
Be hard.
Okay.
But you can play it without friends.
Yeah, because you can
to
switch back and forth between the two yarn dudes, right?
Yep. That seems like kind of a neat. That seems like a
wanna-
logical
I
next
just
step
wanna-
for that game.
I just want to fuck with those chickens.
Okay. Matt. 2018. I just want to fuck those chickens.
No, that fucking chicken tech in that
No,
gameplay
that's true.
trailer was amazing.
Yeah, there's a chicken, an antagonist chicken.
It's real pecky up in there.
Yeah, and if you're made of yarn and you got a chicken coming after you, you best watch out. So
Yeah. 'Cause chicken thinks you're made of worms. Chicken doesn't understand yarn.
chicken eats worms.
Mm-hmm.
Fox eats chicken.
Sometimes rats.
Matt, you want to play a game of fox worm chicken for?
Yeah.
It's like rock
Is that
paper scissors.
like a sex thing or?
No, it's like rock paper scissors, because the chicken eats the
Oh.
worm, fox
I
eats the
thought
chicken,
The worm was like okay.
and the worms kill the dogs because they get like
Mhm.
heartworms. So
Oh, so it's not like a earthworm; it's like a heartworm. Okay.
yeah,
Like a
Earthworm Jim
flatworm
coming
kinda-
out 2019.
Chicken worm, fox.
Like every game shown at E3, coming out 2019, February or April.
No, we'll make an indie game. It's going to involve a fox, God, an alpaca, a llama, a fox, a llama, and a goat, and maybe a squirrel. And that is the indie game of E3 2019.
Okay. You're doubling down here.
Those are
Your
all the
whole
hip
cadre.
animals of the day. And a fidget spinner. There's going to be a fidget spinner in there, and somebody's flipping
3
bottles.
years late. Fidget spinner.
Look, I know what the kids like. Okay?
Oh, man. That's the thing. We also saw Sea of Solitude, which I remarked was the most German thing I've ever seen, because it was just a lady talking about loneliness and like an ocean of loneliness. But it looks neat, because your character is like trying to not become a monster of loneliness, and it seemed like kind of an allegory maybe for the way the internet is now, where we all kind of become monsters because we're not connected to people.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been on Twitter, and I think everyone's super polite with each other.
That's true. No one's been publicly shamed or anything on
Nope.
Twitter. It's pretty good. Okay, we got to talk about the Command and Conquer game that they showed. I remember when they
No,
started showing this.
Do we have to talk about that?
It's a
though?
phone game. No, we don't have to talk about it. I just was like, oh man, Command and Conquer is great, but it's not a Command and Conquer game. It's a phone game. It's Clash game.
And the fact that they were like, "Hey, here's this phone game that we're gonna shoutcast for a while."
Yeah, they
And
like
then after like 45 minutes, like, and it's Command and Conquer. Oh, maybe you should have let us know that.
Yeah,
time
they
I
could
still
have
wouldn't
gone with that early. Anthem seems pretty neat. It's coming to February. They had a weird conference discussion where they like brought out like a panel of experts and like they talked for a while, and then they actually started showing like gameplay stuff. It was like, why didn't you do this right away? Like everyone was just like, are they going to talk about the game? And
I think they don't have. I don't think they're close
They have
enough
to.
finished.
it's
Because
coming
they-
out in like 6 months.
But they only showed They only showed two javelins.
Yeah. But
That's-
anyway,
that makes me a little bit nervous.
the stuff that they talked about in this game actually sounds really cool. It's not like people are like, oh, this is them like trying to make Destiny. It definitely doesn't seem like Destiny now that we've seen a little bit more about it, because it seems like you kind of have this hub world that you're hanging out in, and then when you go out into the world, you'll see other people, but only other
the
people
hub
in your
world is
squad.
kind of a single
go out
player
with them.
experience.
Yeah, and then or you can go out single player and do missions, or you could get a group together and go out and do missions. So it seems kind of like not exactly like Destiny, like where there's not like just people running around. Like the hub world's like your story, maybe more like
Fantasy Star.
Phantasy Star is a good one actually, or
Yeah.
online. What's it called?
Guild Wars?
No, the Star Wars one.
Star
Old
Wars
Republic.
Galaxies? Older
No, Old
Yeah.
Republic, because an
KOTOR?
Old Republic is Old Republic is a BioWare game, and they have like parts where you'll do story parts, like in that, and you'll get like your own like zone that only you can go in, and like you have like single player story stuff. But then you can go out and do missions with other people. So, I think it sounds kind of neat. The gameplay looked cool. Like there's like flying around, shooting at dudes, shooting rockets, big numbers flying off.
I don't know. It looked
I think it
cool,
looks
but like all the combat seemed to be click and target type shit, and
I mean,
I don't know.
that's a lot of those BioWare RPGs.
I make
You know?
I don't know. I just like it seems cool, I guess, but I don't know where it stands for me and my like desire to play it. I don't know. I want to be Iron Man. I want to fly around, but it seems like it might be a little bit too loot grindy, kind of raidy shit for me.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Before we finish the EA, they did an EA Sports thing where they just had just a canned trailer showing some EA Sports titles they have. They talked a lot about FIFA, how you can play FIFA 18 for free now. It's like
I guess
during the
people
World
like
Cup.
soccer or whatever.
It was a free weekend or something, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like a free month, I think. They said for like June, like play the World Cup stuff that we put in there, and
Well, it's a free update
yeah,
if you have FIFA 18.
yeah, and then
Might
they're
be
talking
a way
about Origin Access Premier, which
Yep.
is a subscription service on top of the Origin Access subscription service that already exists, which seems much like the Xbox Game Pass, where you'll be able to like just get games. So that seems pretty neat, like, I guess, but it seems weird. It's like you already are asking for stuff, so I mean, whatever. Let's talk about our stuff. Dogmouth Reel from Star Wars, Matt said. We didn't
Did
see
not
that.
happen.
No
No.
canned fake game chatter in the Anthem one. They showed it kind of like single player.
Not
Like
Ubisoft.
nobody was talking. It was just the AI, like computer talking to the person. No Cyberpunk indie game. TJ's NHL 19 prediction was not addressed at all.
Because
But
hockey
NHL 19
doesn't
was on the
exist
floor.
anymore.
It was, but and it isn't going to be DLC.
No.
Oh man. Star Wars will only focus on modes and maps. Nope. They talked about the new game, even though it wasn't much. They didn't. Weren't all hush hush, and they didn't have a catchphrase.
No, not really.
No.
Not at all.
So the score after EA was 2 points for John, 0 for everybody else.
This is where I was getting nervous.
That's okay. Well, Matt, you caught up actually at Bethesda. We'll get to that though. So let's talk about.
I caught up
the
with
next
literally the only game studio that I know anything about.
Well, let's talk about Microsoft, which dare say may have been one of the better press conferences, because they said we have 50 games, and boy, did they show a lot of games. A cat opened the door. I had the door shut. She came in here and meowed. Lauren's laughing at me. I can see her from where I'm sitting. Get out of here, cat.
Shut up,
Get
cat.
out of here. Alright, the cats have learned to open my door. Alright, Microsoft. Let's see what our predictions were. Just a little double. So there were some rumors about someone had mentioned to Phil Spencer, who's the head of Xbox, and he was like, well, we got JRPG at this conference. And so I said Lost Odyssey 2. We read a prediction that was like fucking Blue Dragon 2, which nobody played the first one. So no battle. I said Battle Royale for Crackdown 3, and that they wouldn't mention HoloLens. Matt said the Assassin's...
No mention of HoloLens was kind of a easy mode prediction. So.
Yeah. Matt said Assassin's Creed Odyssey debut trailer. We didn't see that. We didn't see a Sea of Thieves Battle Royale mode trailer or anything. And he said there would be HoloLens information to compete with Oculus Go. TJ said Halo 6 said it will be clear that split screen is doable. We saw very little of Halo 6.
We saw that sweet trailer with all those water buffalo and shit.
Halo 6 and Gears 5, same year. TJ, it's called Gears 5, not Gears of War 5. Did you watch the conference?
No,
I think it's called Gears Pop.
Oh,
That's a different one. That's a different one.
And then the Oculus partnership with Xbox brand hardware. No, Xbox was like, we're just going to show 50 games, so they did. Let's talk about the ones that are important. Halo Infinite. It was just called Halo Infinite. We don't even know if it's Halo 6. Is this Halo 6? Or is it like Reach or something where it's like a non-numbered Halo?
I don't
Master Chief's in the trailer, so it's...
Well, anyway, we'll see.
Oh, I see.
We'll see.
To you, all Spartan soldiers look the same, right, TJ? Racist.
Yeah, TJ. God. I think that was Master Chief, actually, though, on the trailer. So I'll give TJ a benefit of the doubt on that one.
I'm looking at his helmet right now.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That looks cool. I never played the first one, but I heard it was good.
I didn't either, but the movement in that looks really sweet.
Ah, yes, the new Dark Souls game made by I'm sorry. It is the Dark Souls people. So they're making a game called Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, Japanese Dark Souls.
Yeah, which is like a ninja Dark Souls, which looks pretty neat. So
is it ninja or samurai?
Neat, and
it's like
never
ninja samurai
because it's too hard.
I think you're a ninja because I don't think there are many samurai that use grappling hooks. There are a lot of ninjas that use grappling hooks.
That's more of a ninja thing.
My mom's a samurai.
We got our first look at Fallout 76, which did not in any way say whether or not the game was going to be a survival game. It was just like, hey, here's the trailer, a longer teaser. So that was interesting. And then there's the Captain Spirit, which is the next in the...
okay.
That's not. It's so weird. It's not actually the next game in the. It's not. They specifically mention it is not. What the fuck is the name of that game?
It's not Life is Stranger.
Yeah, it's not Life is Strange 2.
But
they
did mention it's in the universe, so that's where. Okay, so there is a point foreshadowing where
There's
John
not
will
a-
try to argue some of my points away from me, and I will say that I will concede those points in lieu of the Life is Stranger points.
Anyway, the Captain
I
Spirits
will
is
fight
not
you on
at
this.
all Life is Strange 2, and so it doesn't matter. The Life is Strange universe 1 is in the Life is Strange universe. You can't say it's Life is Strange 2. Anyway, maybe we'll retroactively give you the points if it ends up being a lot closer. Anyway, let's not worry about it. Let's move on. Crackdown 3 was all Terry Crews, just chatting. And from what I've heard, it is delayed again to February 2019.
Wasn't that
And,
originally like developed for PlayStation?
this is
3
the
or some
fourth E3, I think it's been shown.
shit? It looks
It was supposed to be launch window of the Xbox One
Yeah.
originally.
Yeah.
you can tell that engine is super out of date. Like,
So they talk.
It's
I
not
actually
great.
heard Phil Spencer talk about this. The game just is not good enough, and so they kept delaying it. And they were just like, it's not. It doesn't feel like Crackdown, so they're not putting it out until they're happy with it. So it's just getting retooled. And they said it's real close. Like it's starting to feel good, so they think they'll be ready by February. Metro Exodus, we saw a quick trailer. All right, February
yeah, that looks
2019.
Cool. Can
More
I play
games.
it on my computer?
Yep.
More February
many-
games.
So many things come out February 22nd.
Yeah. There are so many games coming out January, February, March, April of 2019. It's kind of insane. Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. They debuted the Frozen world with Elsa and Anna and that horrible snowman that everyone hates.
Hey,
Square Enix.
you be easy on Josh Gad.
I love Josh Gad, but that character is dog shit. Anyway, last night... Oh, sorry, I'm reading the literal text from this. Not last night, but they did announce during that press conference that game is January 29th, 2019,
Yep.
so almost February 2019. Maybe it'll get delayed into February. We'll see. Crowd that month up. Forza Horizon 4 trailer looked really cool. Seasons matter, guys.
Yeah.
And they actually talked
Especially-
about how this game is not going to do the Drivatars, but is going to be open world racing, kind of like the Need for Speed games have been, and like what was that name? Paradise,
Crew?
Burnout Paradise,
Over Paradise.
or Crew as well, where everyone you see in the world is a real person, so you can like kind of run around and do stuff, which is pretty neat actually. I mean, I like the way that those games do it, where you kind of see someone else and just kind of, hey, let's race around and do objectives together and do ramps, and we get double XP because we're in a group. Like, they bought a bunch of studios, like indie studios. The people that make State of Decay, they bought their company. They bought the Forza Horizon studio Playground Games. I guess they weren't part of Microsoft before, but I guess they are. They bought Ninja Theory, which is pretty crazy, which
Yeah.
was originally like a Sony exclusive company back in PlayStation 3. So that's kind of interesting. And then the studio Compulsion Games, who makes making We Happy Few, which is interesting. Do you guys know the history of that We Happy Few game?
Only a little bit. It's been on
Just
PC
since it
for
was
quite a
announced
while.
at like E3
Yeah,
last year.
so it's been out on like early access on PC, and it was a survival, randomly generated kind of one of those games, like a survival game with like crafting and shit. And everyone hated it, and they were like, "We wanted a story game like BioShock,
Yeah.
like the first trailer looked."
yeah,
and then
that's
they were
what they
like,
sold from the trailer, right? It
and
was this
okay, and so
weird,
what has
like-
happened is they were like, okay, and now they've made that game apparently, so it's like BioShock game with story and everything. So everyone's like, that looks pretty cool now, so it's kind of great. And it sounds like it must be Microsoft exclusive then, since they're
No, it's still PS4 as well.
okay,
August
probably
10th.
because they already had a deal, so but that company will be working for Microsoft in the future as an in-house studio, so that's cool. Microsoft's spending a lot of money getting game publishers or getting game developers.
I think that
Division 2. Sorry, you can go
Subtitle
first.
the multiplication.
No, I was just gonna say that's kind of their investment. Like they
Yeah,
don't
in the future.
have, they haven't had a lot of exclusives this generation, so they're saying, hey, we're gonna buy a bunch of studios and develop shit for next generation. But
Yeah, hey, you know how,
still
like,
probably
Nintendo-
buy some Xbox One X's, right, guys?
Yeah.
Still buy them.
Yeah.
Please.
You know how, like, Nintendo, like, put out 2 classic franchise games and everyone bought a Switch, and you know how, like, God of War came out and everyone loved that, and the Horizon Zero Dawn came out and everybody loved that, and everyone's like, man, Sony's great. Maybe we should do that. Like,
Yeah.
cause...
Hey, maybe we should have, like, stories and characters that people give a shit about.
Yeah.
For our
So
system.
I think that's cool. I hope they put out a lot of cool stuff. And then the great
Yeah.
thing about Microsoft is if it comes out on Xbox and it's published by an Xbox studio, it's on PC as well. So you don't have to
That
have an
is
Xbox to
good.
play a lot of them.
But I am also thinking about getting a PlayStation.
Yeah, well, you can't do that with PlayStation. Those exclusive games are only on PlayStation. So yeah. Let's talk about Division 2. It is on the East Coast, and it takes place in Washington, D.C. And they were like, the symbolism here is not lost on anyone. So
I don't understand. Too subtle for me.
yeah. This also had the canned dialogue as well, multiplayer.
Well, what's going to end up happening is they're not going to go super political with it, just like Far Cry 5 didn't go super political.
It sounds like they're going to, according to, I guess, what people were hearing in interviews. So, I mean, I hope so, because that'd be kind of badass for them to do, but I don't know. They had a Shadow of the Tomb Raider trailer. Nothing really new there. Another game coming out this year. People were talking about
tombs.
Skate
Skate?
4 coming
Skate?
back, the Skate franchise. Because I actually didn't know this, because I guess Microsoft turned the Skate 3 servers back on when they made it backwards compatible, so you can play Skate 3 multiplayer now. But I guess Session was a crowdfunded game, and it's a new kind of like by the people that made Skate, I think. So developers. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, all right, spiritual successor.
I'm just glad it's coming, because I want a skateboarding game.
Yeah, Skate's good because it's kind of like a weird. I don't know if you've ever played any of Skate, but it's
I love
more of a physics simulation based skateboarding game and less of a Tony Hawk game, which I think people really liked because it's kind of like difficult to master, you know, like the ability to skate on it. So
it's more like Goat Simulator and less like Goat Simulator.
Yes, that's a good way of calling it. The Devil May Cry 5 trailer. There it is, baby.
It looked
That's kind of neat.
Looked real neat.
Yeah. So yeah, they're continuing with that. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I played the first 3. Never really played any of the other ones. So I guess this is a sequel to Devil May Cry 4.
Cool.
It has nothing to do with DMC, which was in 2013, which was like a weird Ninja Theory remake thing, reimagining. Anyway, Cuphead expansion with Lady
Cup.
Chalice, Miss Chalice. So that's kind of cool. I mean, people like that.
I've had
you guys
enough
want
of
your-
these goddamn female protagonists in my... No, I don't really give a shit.
You guys want your Japanese games? We've got Naruto. We got Goku. We got that guy from One Piece.
Yeah.
They're all fighting in Jump Force, which
It's
was
a-
like the craziest
it's-
fucking thing.
It's funny. It was like...
They haven't announced.
People were
Bleach
like,
Sky,
"Is
but
this
Bleach
going to
Sky
be a
will there too.
Naruto game, or is this going to be a Dragon Ball Z?" No,
I
no,
just remember-
no, it's all of them. Okay, got it.
I just remember that trailer panning across, and I was like, "That looks like Naruto," and then that looks like the One Piece ship, and it's like
Yeah.
that looks like a Dragon Ball Z spaceship. Oh, it's all of them. Frieza.
And I think at the end there
there.
was like a Death Note guy. Shit.
Yes, the guy from Death Note. Yeah. So
It's basically J-Stars, but it is
Yeah.
J-Stars essentially,
Yeah.
the sequel.
So I guess the title Jump Force comes from like the Jump
Shonen
manga
Jump
series,
magazine.
like
Yeah.
publisher. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
That's even
Shonen
what-
Jump is just like a monthly like magazine that has like an issue of like 6 different mangas in it each week. So
Mm-hmm.
you got your One Piece, you got your Naruto, you got your Dragon Ball. It's always in there. So
That's even what the J from J-Star stands for, was the Jump.
yeah.
Well, Shonen Jump and whatever the other Jump is.
So don't play Smash Brothers. Play this game because it's got fucking Goku in it.
But here,
Smash
let us
Brothers
list
certainly
all
doesn't.
of the Jump manga patch notes for you in excruciating detail. For the
Let's
next
spend
half
22
hour.
minutes mentioning every character that's going to be in this Jump Force game and all of their moves.
Everyone
all right.
is back.
Dying Light 2 was announced, which was pretty cool, actually. I just started playing Dying Light, actually. It's just a pretty cool parkour zombie game, and they're
Dying
making
Light.
another one.
A spin-off of Dead Island based off a new mechanic, and they've delayed Dead Island 2 ad infinitum in order to continue making Dying Light because it's a more successful series.
Yeah. Okay, guys, did you know there's a Battletoads game coming out?
Yes.
I remember
I know
they
nothing
showed
about
that.
it, and I want it.
They definitely mentioned the only details that we've heard is that they said it will be a couch co-op game with 3 players, just like the arcade. They're going for
It's
that.
probably gonna be in a read 'em, beat 'em up or something.
Yeah. There's Just Cause 4 trailer. Just Cause 3 was okay. Like, it wasn't as good as Just Cause 2.
I've seen some gameplay post E3 of Just Cause, and it's very fun looking.
Yeah, it's crazy. They've always
With,
been
like,
crazy.
The balloons and the rockets and shit. But,
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
don't know,
like
it's not
the
type
series.
of game I like to play, but it's the type of game I like to watch other people play on YouTube.
Yeah. Tornado action. You know what's interesting about Just Cause 2? I love that game because they put that out and they were like, let's just put multiplayer in, and then they just had multiplayer servers where people you just drive around and like you see another guy and you just fucking throw a cord attached on his car and then attach to the ground and just watch his car explode. You're like, this is fun multiplayer. It's like fucking around. Like, oh man. So that seems cool. Gears 5. I guess it's
I think
right
it's called
after
Gears Pop.
There's also Gears Tactics, which looks like a lot like XCOM, which had me real intrigued. Gears of War 5, and then Gears Pop, which is a phone game that they didn't really get way into.
Are you just like super excited for Funko Pop to take over the
I'm so
Lego
excited.
model of game production?
Well,
They're
someone brought
hey,
this up,
here's
but
here's
Lego
a popular
only-
thing.
Lego only works with like PG-13 franchises, so
Yeah.
you want the rated R, you gotta get Funko Pop because they're willing to fuck.
Resident Evil
I-
Pop. All of them.
I wanted Lego to work on R-rated franchise. It'd be great.
Can we have 2 Funko Pops fucking? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a Team Fortress.
Let's
Or
do
not-
it.
sorry, Team America.
Team
style.
America
Yes.
Funko Pop. Yeah.
Phil Spencer got on stage and said, "Hey, guess what? Next Xbox being worked on." They
So
were just like,
don't
"It's gonna
don't
happen."
buy any of the current Xboxes because we're working on the new one.
Well, it's
Fuck you
definitely not
all.
going to be this year, or it's definitely not going to be next year. So you got 2 years if you buy an Xbox One. The nice thing about the Xbox One, though, is that backwards compatibility is getting pretty intense.
Yes, there's so much.
There's so much. I'm like thinking about like I kind of have to get one now because like I have so many Xbox games I could play again. Okay, and then probably my highlight of the entire show was the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer.
Yeah, that was fucking
Oh,
great.
it looks so good. And,
And
the
just
best
that,
part about
that
this,
shit where they're like, we're ending the press conference. Oh shit, we're being hacked by cyberpunks
Yeah.
from 27. Yeah.
yeah. This okay, so it's not really a gameplay trailer, but according to people that were at E3, particularly
Yeah, because
like
they had
news
playable
outlets,
demos on the floor.
they had no, it wasn't in this floor. You had to get in a fucking. It was the hot ticket. It was like you get a private demo because they had a private gameplay demo. It was 50
it
minutes
was like
long.
a press only thing, or
Press only thing, yeah. So it was like, and they were like it. People were like, it feels like they have this game like very heavily worked on because there was a full hour of story they were able to like see in that thing, and it's a first-person RPG. They said kind of like Dex games stuff where it's like you can hack or you can shoot your way through stuff. and they're like, it's just got like all this cyber lingo, and like, oh, it just looks so cool. Like, I'm excited. I mean, that company is making some good games, so I'm in. They had that Battlefield 5 story trailer, which was like 20 seconds longer than the other one, so I don't know what the fuck that was. Tales of Vesperia was their RPG, the JRPG. So a remake of Tales of Vesperia.
They lost their exclusivity. I thought that thing was going to become backwards compatible because it was an Xbox 360 exclusive, and now they're making it a remaster for Switch, Xbox One, and PS4.
Yeah. But it's coming out on Xbox, so whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Master Chief Collection, Game Pass is getting a bunch of big games. The Elder Scrolls Online, for one, actually, will be on Game Pass, so that's kind of neat.
Soul Fallout 4.
And Fallout 4, yeah. So they had a pretty hefty showing.
Oh, and the First Division, which I didn't play yet either.
Yeah. I played that. So the only prediction we got right was I said no mention of HoloLens, which is what happened. So, all right, Matt, you ready to get some points?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Let's talk about Bethesda.
My first prediction was they'll have a really shitty opening reel of all of their employees at the company, and they'll be super awkward on camera.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of that press conference was starting with Andrew WK to do a live song and everyone just be dead in the audience and not like... You got Andrew WK up here fucking being awesome, partying hard.
He cashed that check, and he didn't just phone it in. He sold it.
He was having a great time up there.
But then they cut to the audience and they're like, "We're here for like a video game thing. We're not here for a concert."
So it sounds like what happened with the press conference was they had a trailer they were going to debut. That they got leaked, so they put the trailer out and they're like, "Well, what can we do?" Well, let's bring out Andrew WK live to sing over the trailer, and then we got a little bit of gameplay we can show, which looked pretty cool actually. And actually, from what I've heard, like this game, they're like, this plays like Doom. Like the shooting feels like the Doom game. And it's like Doom, but you have like superpowers because you can do all this crazy like stuff. So that seems really neat. And there's car combat. Like, so awesome. So that's
well, it's like
nobody.
Their initial trailer was very frenetic and like crazy, and their E3 presentation was not quite as manic and more like a kind of brooding sniper kind of deal. And so it was a little bit weird. It was like, I don't know what you're trying to sell me here.
For Rage?
Yeah.
I thought the gameplay trailer looked pretty cool. It was like powers.
But it wasn't it was a little bit more dramatic and not quite as like crazy comic booky as the original teaser trailer that they released.
I see. Yeah, I think like that they were going for style with that trailer. So I don't know. We'll see what the game is. I guess we don't know.
More in the line of the like super crazy over the top action shit.
Yeah, I hope so too, because that would kind of set it apart from like Borderlands or other like post-apocalyptic. I guess Borderlands is kind of crazy like that too, but all right, so let's talk about Doom.
We saw a sweet JPEG.
So TJ, we can remove your points there. That is not Doom 2, it is Doom Eternal. No, I'm kidding.
That is Doom 2.
Isn't it?
Give TJ those goddamn points.
Doom 2 actually does count because I guess people interviewed the developers and they're like, it doesn't say 2, but this is the sequel to Doom.
Yeah,
so
it's a sequel, not DLC. So it's Doom
that is what we have learned at E3 2018 is nobody wants to use numbers on sequels anymore. Where they're just like, no, this is the next one. Yeah.
Eternal.
I had predicted
Fallout
Rage 2
4,
Royale.
Fallout 76, and everyone hold my beer, Eternal.
Yes. There was no Rage 2 Royale mentioned, so I didn't get any points there. Prey had a couple DLCs that were free and stuff, so that's kind of neat. They announced Wolfenstein Youngblood, which seems crazy. So I guess the Nazis are still around in the 80s, because this is BJ and Anya's children in the 80s, and they had twin daughters, and they're like, it's a co-op game.
Look, you're like a cognizant person in 2018. You know Nazis never fully go away, right?
That's fair enough. But anyway, it does seem pretty cool. I guess it's going to be like a co-op shooter in France in the 80s, so that seems kind of fun. I would like to say my favorite part about this press conference, though, was the Fallout 76 stuff. Because it confirmed everyone's suspicions and also was very confusing. Because more of it was explained after that, I think, about what the game was
it was really in the post-conference interviews where a lot of the more important details came out that sort of eased everyone's fears about what this could be.
Yeah. Well, I just want to talk about this for a bit, because they were like, okay, you know, you emerge from the vault, there's the overseer, you'll have quests and missions to do, and, you know, like, it's a Fallout game, you know, you level up. And then they didn't mention anything about quests or missions again. And they're like, all right, but it's a multiplayer game. Like, and they're like very heavy about it.
And then you hear more details, and they're like, there's no human NPCs. And you're like, well,
no human NPCs.
Quest missions was a lie. But there's
not a lie.
Apparently,
I think it's...
Well, that was my thought process evolving as I found more
It's actually kind of interesting, too, because like, hearing more about that is just like, wait, so are the quests and missions just like, oh, I need to go get these parts, so that's my quest now? Like,
well, it's like you'll find a holotape somewhere, or you'll find a robot that has a pre-programmed kind of quest deal, and that's interesting. Actually, that and the mini nuke launchers that they've described,
not mini nukes.
Like
full nukes.
Full nukes.
Well, it's like proper nuke, but I don't think it's an ICBM style nuke, but it's like
they look like it in the trailer.
Has confirmed for me, like, that just fits so well into the lore of why the world is such a shit show 200 years later. It's like,
I know, actually, I was thinking that
too. It's still garbage
too.
Because people emerged from the vault after the war, and they immediately started murdering
after
each
the
other
nukes
with
destroyed everything. They were like, all right, let's go get some more nukes. So there's a couple neat things that they showed off in this. I was really confused because and then they start talking more about that. You're going to have a server where you'll just get rolled in. It's going to have like 32 people on it or something, not like hundreds on a server. So some stuff came out. I guess NoClip, which is Danny O'Dwyer, who does a lot of video game making of documentaries.
I saw that documentary.
The documentary is awesome because they go into way more details about the game, particularly
and they were, like, embedded in the development process.
Yeah,
so they have
they spent a lot of time
access.
there. Yeah. Well, basically, because they were like, we're going to get a bunch of access about this, and then we can put it out after you reveal. So, so they're talking about how this is definitely a full multiplayer game. The press conference may be wary, and then watching the documentary is like, oh, okay, I kind of get what they're going. So they want like a multiplayer co-op exploration game where you're finding stuff, you're going to this stuff, you're getting the loot. Let's get our friends together and go raid this other vault.
And it's
got
much
these, like,
more
super
like
in it.
Player versus environment type of deal,
Yes.
where you emerge from the vault and there are all of these monsters. Like the Raiders faction hasn't coalesced yet. There's not.
There's
all
just
of
super
these,
ghouls,
like,
I guess,
human...
that have guns.
There's the Scorched, I think they call them,
Scorched
where
ghouls.
they're like the early ghouls that are just completely fucked up and crazy. They're like feral ghouls, but earlier. And,
but supposedly they can use guns, so that's where the gun-on-gun combat comes from in PvE. So
yeah.
So it actually sounds way cooler.
It's a really interesting story to explore.
Yeah,
and I might be just a little bit biased because I am a total Fallout fanboy, but I think it's a really interesting thing to explore in a game and to think about before Fallout 5 arrives in 2020.
Well, I really like the idea of that they talked about a bit more. Is like, this is much more of a co-op PvP or PvE game, because it's just, it sounds like they were like, we want you to go out and like explore around. I guess there's going to be like in-game events that happen where like people can crowd together and work together to like beat a big world boss. So, I mean, that sounds kind of neat.
I've been researching a lot of the West Virginia cryptid lore, and it's great. It's like
there were some hints
Mothman
about that too. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
And that'll be neat.
Since I'm such a Adventure Zone fan, like their most recent season takes place in West Virginia, where all of the McElroy brothers are from, and we are forming a Adventure Zone clan when Fallout 76 launches. So I'm super psyched to have that community to just like plug myself into when it launches.
Yeah. Well, it seems really cool. I'm very excited to play it because it really does feel more like it's going to be less PvP. And they were talking about like, oh, and you can nuke other players. And then I was like, what? Like, okay. And then in the documentary that came out, they're like, oh, the nukes are what you use to unlock the higher level of gameplay, because you'll like clear an area out and then you can drop a nuke on it, and then like higher level monsters show up with better loot. So it's they're like, it's kind of like
there's a sort of level cap to just getting access to the nukes.
Yes. Yeah.
And then once you do that, you're sort of incentivized to just do it on a barren area
or like a named area. Like oh, there's this town, so we can turn it into a nuke version of this and fight like a big
and
boss
when you
there.
launch the nukes, like the actual human players that are there will get a warning that's like, hey, a nuke's coming. You can pack your shit up at the push of a button and move it somewhere else so you don't get murdered by nukes. But it's like there's that level of it where you're creating this high level area to create resources and stuff, but there's also like the Snallygaster kind of stuff with West Virginia folklore where there's like an end game where these dragon type creatures emerge from the crust of the earth, and the only way to defeat them is with nukes. So you can you're kind of choosing whether to create this high level area to farm or to defeat the world quest and then reset the world, kind of thing.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some really neat shit that could happen. So it does seem more of like
they're incentivizing it all in like the right way for PvE and PvP.
Yeah, and it sounds like the PvP is just there because, you know, like it would be weird if there wasn't. You know, like, oh, you can't shoot other players. But it sounds like all the incentives are going to be working together. So it just seems cool. I hope they can balance it, and I'm way more excited for it than I was initially.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is I've already pre-ordered all of the power armor. And
great.
So I've got a sweet power armor helmet coming to me with a real neat voice changer. And nice. I will be the coolest kid on the block.
Nice. Can we talk about the other stuff? Like Elder Scrolls Blades? Which is a phone
think that's
RPG
on
game?
iOS yet. I tried to download it and I got like beta.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
It's for pre-order, even though you don't pay for it right now.
Yes, a pre-order of a free phone game. Seems good.
What I'm really confused about that is that it's like, it makes sense that it would come out on like the cheaper VR platforms like Oculus Go and Google Cardboard and stuff, but I don't understand how that world meshes with the Vive and the proper Oculus and all that, because it seemed really on rails and really like tap here to go forward kind of thing.
I mean, they're saying like it's a full RPG game, so we'll see. I mean, that'd be cool if they'd have it and it worked. So let's talk about Starfield. And they just were like, Todd's like, hey, guess what? Here's some real generic
Here's my
teasers.
$300 leather jacket. Here's a sweet, sweet JPEG.
Yeah, so Starfield, they announced that it was heavily rumored that they were working on that, and they're like, yeah, that's the next gen game. So the kind of people are kind of like, okay, so this is a PS5 kind of thing. So we're starting to get rumbles of that. My favorite though was the Elder Scrolls 6. Where it's just like, here's an image.
Another real sweet JPEG.
But it's nice to see, like, and he talked about it in the No Clip documentary. It was like, we just want to show people that, you know, we are working on this. Like, there's no need to not be upfront with this. There's going to be Elder Scrolls 6, obviously. Yeah. You know, well, we've been working on Starfield. It's our new IP. Like, obviously.
What did they mention? It was like going to be Elder Scrolls 6 and then Starfield and then possibly future Fallout games or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so
they've
been working
they mentioned that they've acquired more studios so they can work on more IPs at the same time.
Yeah, basically. They're like, now we can work on 3
one
games
at a time, like the way it was.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's going to be something where the Fallout 76 team, after that game comes out, they'll have some people dedicated to keeping it running, and then those people can go off and make another Fallout game, or you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of neat. So that okay, so we also got to talk about Wolfenstein VR was announced for sure, VFR. There was an Alexa Skyrim Very Special Edition trailer,
and I have tried that, and it's super fun. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons, but your dungeon master is Alexa. It's the best.
Yeah. With a friend of the show, Keegan Michael Key.
He's been on the show, Keegan Michael.
He's been on the show. Yeah.
So,
and with his wife.
I just want to point out that we're like almost as famous as him because he's been on the show. So
yeah, you know, we got the scoop. So let's talk about points. Let's see here. I didn't get any because I said Fallout 76 would be on Switch, that the multiplayer would be playable soon, and they were going to build single player DLC in the future. Nah, it's coming out in November, right? 76. Yeah. End of the year.
Well, I said November.
Yeah, November. Yeah. Because you got that correct. Oh, Rage 2 Royale is not going to exist, so they didn't mention it. Wolfenstein VFR, Matt was correct. Fallout 76 in November, Matt was correct. TJ said Fallout 76 August. No. But Doom 2, you got.
See, I was basing my prediction on Fallout 4 came out in November that year.
Yeah.
That was announced.
I think TJ thought they were a little farther along than they were. They're ready to go. Because, I mean, it's possible. But anyway, Fallout 3 released on Switch. No, we didn't hear anything about, like, Switch stuff very much from them. So
just Fallout Blades. Skyrim Blades.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Blades.
There you go.
Blades. The Blades game.
So John still had 3, Matt's 2, TJ's 1.
Feels Satan.
All right, let's go to Ubisoft, where we got 0 predictions right. So this is going to be fun.
Are you sure nobody cried on stage? Because I didn't. Watch
nobody cried.
Super close, but there was like a lot of people on stage.
Nah, you're not getting any points. You didn't even watch this, so come on.
I listened.
Nobody
to it.
cried.
I listened to some podcasters that I like commenting over their presentation on audio format only. And
anyway. There wasn't any crying, actually. There was more. People were happier this year because
I thought there would be like tears
gone.
of joy because they're not being hostily acquired.
Nope, that's all over. So they start off with the Just Dance panda dancing. TJ, I should have not changed my opinion because Just Dance 2019 is still coming out on the fucking Wii, and I shouldn't have changed it. I was like, this has got to be the year. And nope, still coming out on the Wii. We saw another cinematic trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Although there has been like alpha gameplay where you're just kind of like on ships and stuff. There's some weird backlash about the way the game development's going to happen, where they're going to allow you to put your own art in the game.
Yeah.
And they were like,
And
"Were you going to get paid for this?" Or
there is that through Joseph
Gordon-Levitt was brought out.
There is that I guess people do get paid for what they submit to that service.
Correct,
So,
and he actually quickly clarified that, and he was like, "Sorry, we didn't talk about that. Like, but hit record is always paid people when the content gets used. But it's also working on spec, which means you're just putting shit out there, and if they choose to use it, you'll get paid. So you can't."
Yeah, and it's still weird. It's like, hey, there's this game that everybody loves, right? And if you want it to be a thing, can you make it for us?
Yeah,
Can
right.
you make the game for us, please?
I think they just want to make it a little more customized, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I hope it looks really cool, though. Really neat.
Some
we got a new
great,
Trials
great
game.
cinematics.
Yeah, we got a new Trials game. Looks like more Trials, so guess when that game's out? February 2019. So, got another one to the pile. Division 2 is going to have raids, large-scale raids. Apparently, lots of free DLC. It's going to have... America's in a new civil war. Like, it's split. There's been a division in America, apparently.
Oh, weird.
Anyway. 8-player raids it's going to have. So, I don't know. It sounds neat. It looks cool. I mean, I like the original Division. I just didn't get way into it. They announced fucking Donkey Kong DLC for Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and Grant Kirkhope got on stage and got to do some music. Great music. Always great music in those Donkey Kong games. So, Skull and Bones they showed some more of. That open
cool.
like sea pirate shooting game.
It's kind of like a first-person shooter, but your character is the boat.
Yes. Yeah. And that got delayed quite a bit. So, and they were like, because people were thinking that might come out this year, because they showed it, last year, and no, it's not coming out this year. So, is that weird, like, Transference Elijah Wood VR game? Still working on that, I guess. Star Fox game, TJ. Ubisoft is putting Star Fox in the game because Nintendo doesn't got time for it. So I guess that Starlink game, which they talked about last year, which got like the little ships. You buy like ships. Oh, Matt has to pee. Matt, urine watch. Just letting everyone know. TJ is asleep, so.
Yes, I am. Totally asleep.
Man, everyone's just fucking dead tonight. What's going on, guys?
I was up until like 2 in the morning yesterday.
Well, I was up late too, and I hauled wood this morning. I woke up at 7 to drive down to Monroe. Haul wood for my parents. I feel like shit. I'm very tired as well. Let's get through this shit.
Yes.
Star Fox. You can buy an R-Wing toy to play the Starlink game.
And you don't pay more for it. The Switch version's still the same price as the other version, surprisingly.
Yep. Yeah, somehow. They were able to fucking make the game not cost more because it has a little cartridge instead of a disc. I hate that. Anyway, that's coming out this year, so on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. Fucking For Honor DLC we don't give a shit about. It's got Chinese fighters now.
Oh, does
New
it now?
faction.
Great.
Yep. That seems fine. I mean, like, that's a faction.
I still need to play it. I wanna
Martial
play it.
fighters. I've heard it's good. And they close out with a ton of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No, you can play as a man or a woman. They're talking like straight up. You choose. It's not like Syndicate where it was switching between the two, or so it's just straight up. You choose.
Ooh, gay fucking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's just
Same-sex relationships.
heck yeah.
Yep.
I want to fucking have some Isle Lesbos, baby.
There were people complaining about it. I'm like, it's Greece.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
not Greece, but still, the time period, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about points before Matt gets back and complains about not getting points for stuff he shouldn't. Just Dance 2019. Sorry. It's on the Wii. I said it wouldn't be on the Wii. Division 2 Royale didn't exist. We didn't get any word of Watch Dogs 3. Matt said no word on Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't know why he said that. Is he fucking high? Because they showed that last year and they started with it this year. He said Division 2 would be in the West Coast. Nope. That would have been neat, but they're going to DC. And someone will cry on stage. No sadness. Nope. There was no, it was all pretty upbeat. Assassin's Creed on Switch, TJ. Nope.
Nothing.
Which is weird, because Ubisoft and Nintendo got that relationship. But no new Splinter Cell stuff at all. That was a huge swing and a miss.
I want Splinter Cell.
And then this is Sparta reference in Assassin's Creed. No, but there was Sparta reference. You know what I love about this Assassin's Creed Greek one is that people are thinking, or like Sparta and Greece is like people are like, when does this take place? And it takes place before the Egyptian one because people don't know the Egyptian culture existed from 10,000 years ago all the way up to after. AD. You know what I mean? It's just and so this is takes place before that one. So we'll see. And people were confused too, because
this game made me so excited that I ended up buying Assassin's Creed Origin just so I could play.
I do want to play that. People were like,
pretty fun.
I kind of want to get that too. I've been waiting for it to be on sale for $20. It's been down to $30.
It doesn't go on sale.
Okay.
I mean,
it's on sale on PS4
in the wake
right
of
now for $30.
That was the sale price because that's what I paid for it.
Yeah.
And in the wake of E3, it's not going to get lower than that because everyone's super excited about that franchise.
I'm kind of tempted to buy Elder Scrolls Online right now because it's saying it's only $10, and I've heard people say it's really good. But I don't know. We can talk about other MMOs later, TJ. Because there's another one coming out soon.
Yes, there is.
But Activision isn't.
My 60 days expires right before it comes out.
I see. They had actually a pretty cool ESO trailer in that, and I was like, man, Elder Scrolls Online seems pretty neat. There's a lot of stuff in there. That's kind of cool. I should try it because you don't have to pay a monthly fee. You just buy the game and you can play. Yeah, so no, it's just interesting that Origins game is kind of like the origins of the Assassins guild, but this the new game is coming out before. It takes place in time 500 years before or 400 years before.
I really need somebody to explain to me what the Animus lore is because I don't know what's going on in this. I don't know what's going on with this game.
It's a DNA suck that gets memories from your DNA from your ancestors.
So they're not actually affecting the past. They're just reliving memories. Is that the thing?
Yes, which is why if you do things that aren't what happened, you desync.
Okay, but
instead of die.
But why?
It's just the way that they made the games. They've all been like that. So you're like a guy in the future who lives through his past lives.
In Assassin's Creed Origin, I'm a lady in the future, John. Thank you very much.
Sorry. So yeah, Matt's got 2 points, I've got 3 points, and TJ's got 1 point. I'm the lead. All right, let's move on to Sony. We gotta get through these. We're actually getting close now. We're getting through them. Let's talk about Sony, though. Sony had a weird press conference. Sony had a lot of Last of Us Part 2 they started with, and that was either making out or stabbing someone in the face.
That
either or
is one of the reasons that I really want a PlayStation right now.
Yeah.
So that I can play through the whole Last of Us series and be caught up for that story when that comes out, because that was probably the most fucking visceral experience of E3. It was just the juxtaposition of that horrible violence with the humanizing scene. It was just like, this is storytelling. This is the kind of thing that just like...
Yeah, and they talked about that a lot with Last of Us Part 2, is that they really want the violence to feel real awful. Because they want it to really...
That's... all of the podcasters and stuff I listen to were talking about how awful that gameplay made them feel. Because
that's the point.
They're like, we're gamers. We murder people in games all the time, and it doesn't feel like anything. But Naughty Dog has found.
Yeah.
Is it Naughty Dog?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They found a way to make it feel like visceral and real.
Yeah, bad.
When you do it, and you feel real bad when you have to kill these people.
Yep.
And that, from a storytelling perspective, is just super interesting to me.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew any details about the actual press conference, but it was real weird, I guess. They had the audience go into like a weird like fake church building to watch the Last of Us trailer, and then they moved everybody to a theater, and it took like 15 minutes where everyone was just sitting around being like, what? And
I
then
watched
they showed
it
a couple
live, so I got the
games.
weird like cutaway thing, and I also one of the podcasters I listen to goes to that stuff as like a games journalist, so he had the first-hand perspective, and it just sounded like they handled it in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
It was just super.
Well, everyone was real
terrible.
confused as where they were supposed to go, and you got all these people like just want to watch games, and it's like, well, now I gotta fucking like wait in line
Now I got a
multiple
fucking
times.
concert. Oh, I guess I have a fucking Academy Award-winning composer to play for me. Whatever. I just want to see the games.
Yeah. So in one of those shuffles, they actually showed From Software is making a PSVR game called Deracine. It looks really weird. That looks pretty neat, though. And then when people were shuffled in, they showed the Ghosts of Tsushima, which is made by Sucker Punch, which is the people that made the Infamous games. That looks awesome. That game looks amazing.
Is that the
Ghost of Tsushima.
Samurai versus the Mongols one?
Yeah, the fucking like just the tech, the like the flowing grass tech
about
and
that
leaves
looked
tech.
like a fucking like a classic samurai cinema type deal.
Oh yeah,
like just
and we had
the sunset battle with like the flaming arrows landing in the background, creating a scene. It was just that possibly even more than Last of Us is like, man, I really gotta get a PlayStation just so I can play this stuff, because it is art. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, there's a guy they had playing I guess it's called the shakuhachi, a Japanese flute.
Can we introduce a segment called the reversed milkshake duck, where
oh yes, I'm glad you saw this too, because somebody was bitching about this on Twitter, and they're like, this is appropriation.
Some white lady on Twitter
was like, I'm going to take this upon myself.
Yes,
to defend
I will be
the
offended
Asians.
on behalf of you. So I guess she was real upset that a Japanese company would appropriate Japanese
have a white guy out there playing a Japanese instrument.
Meanwhile, he's like the world master in this instrument.
And so then the someone's like, "Hi, I'm actually
I'm Japanese
heritage,
and let me explain why you're wrong." And then
this guy actually is studied with the masters as one of the few like certified masters of this instrument in the world. So that's a pretty good get for Sony to have this guy come out and play live.
Yeah.
So
Isn't he the only living master now?
Oh, maybe, but like it's just kind of like, no, actually, this guy's a real professional at this instrument, and one of the only ones.
Like,
so
just because he's American and white, like he's really dedicated his life to this specific instrument.
Yeah,
and
so
that's why Sony,
that was cool though.
And like it's just like can you not like do a half a second of research and realize that Sony is a Japanese company and maybe like the decisions that they make are their own, and you don't have to be offended? Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
Twitter is just kind of a cesspool sometimes.
Yeah, we talked about that on Facebook with a couple, I think, people. Sean from the Famicom Dojo podcast and stuff. He brought that up, and the whole person getting owned. It was just like, and I was like, it's just like such a horrible white person thing to do, to just be like, I'm gonna be the person who knows what's offensive for Japanese people.
Yeah, it's
and
just
like they can't know what's them. Like, it's such a like white person thing to be like, oh, I know what is better for you than what you know. You know, like,
yeah,
it's just kind of like
it's an extension of white saviorism where it's
yeah,
no, you can't stand up for yourself. I need to be offended on behalf of you. This is like, no.
Well, I mean, that's like the people in the civil rights movement. They were like, well, maybe you shouldn't, like, you know, sit in the restaurant. Can we just pick it outside, you know? And they're like, no, we can handle this. We can protest ourselves. Like,
with this kind of thing, I always try to take the lead of, like, the person of color or the Asian person.
Yes.
Or like
they are the experts.
Tell me what to do and I'll do it, but I'm not going to take a leadership role in this situation because this is your thing. And
so here's the thing.
The world needs less. Here's what the world doesn't need. More white people trying to solve problems. Like, just calm down.
Well, more white people trying to solve non-white problems.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe these people can handle their own problems, so let them do it. No, but it was kind of interesting. I think my advice is, and we won't have time to talk about it this week, but I read the John Ronson book, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, and it talks a lot about the Twitter shaming and stuff. And it's kind of like, it's okay for you to be offended by something. Like, if you see that and you're like, man, that looks kind of sketch.
Yeah.
That's fine. If you're
and
not...
that is the thing. When I first saw that, I was like, this is... I had kind of a gut feeling. I was like,
same here.
Bad optics.
Yeah, I was like, why is this white dude
then
playing
I took a second and I realized this was a Japanese company doing it, and I like had context.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, you don't assume the worst thing. Like, don't jump to conclusions and write a hot Twitter take. Like, stand back, let people. If a Japanese person wants to say, like, hey, this is kind of, we have Japanese like masters who could do this, and they chose to pick a white person, that's bad. That's whitewashing. But in this case, it was, no, this guy's a legit master. So it's cool that they had him play this traditional instrument.
But
so
it was
just,
like, even if you were just watching it without any context of the companies involved, like, you saw that the Last of Us guy, who, I don't know, I guess, like, maybe you didn't know he was the composer, but I feel like it was pretty obvious he was the composer, playing the theme, and then you had this guy playing the theme that he composed, and I don't know, it was just like, it was just like Twitter going Twitter, and
it does bother me. Like, there's that lady on Twitter
on the level of, like, there's real injustice in the world and a real shit that we need to try and raise the stink about. But when you just fly off the handle with this kind of stuff that doesn't really mean anything, it kind of devalues the actual struggles that people are going through. It's like,
what are you actually arguing about at this point? Like, that, it reminds me a lot of the Twitter incident with the Chinese dress the lady had for her prom dress.
Yeah.
And people way overreacted, and then she was like, I'm 16
and people in
and I really
China were like, we don't give a shit. It's fine.
Well, it's just like, she's just like, I just really like Chinese dresses and I wanted to wear one because I think they're pretty. Is that a crime? Like, I'm not trying to appropriate a culture. I just think that they make pretty dresses. Like, it's just like, okay, like, can we calm down on this a bit? Because it was, and the worst part, it was a dude who was saying, like, you can't wear this. And it was like, kind of like, well, I mean, maybe you should get a Chinese woman to perspective before you start arguing and yelling and getting a Twitter mob sick on a 16-year-old girl. Like, come on. Like, she just wanted to wear a dress. Like, it's just kind of like one of those things. It's just like, I mean, maybe it's a little cringy that she chose to wear a dress like that to prom, but also does that deserve a fucking Twitter mob being sent on someone and everyone arguing over the ethics?
Sort of the levels of things now with social media, where it's like, yeah, even if it's something that like maybe you shouldn't do that, do you deserve a global group of people to bully you into not doing the thing? Maybe not.
Yeah. No.
Maybe everyone should just chill the fuck out and like talk about things and figure out why this is maybe not okay.
Yeah.
But when you organize an effort like that and bully somebody, it's just gonna solidify their opinion, and it's not gonna convince
it just gets
anyone.
people pissed off.
It's just gonna further like divide the people. And,
all right, we got more Sony
Sony
shit. It was Remedy is making a new game. This is the studio that made Max Payne, Alan Wake, which is one of my favorite game series. And Quantum Break. I guess it's like looks like a was it third person like shooter with like you have like telekinesis powers and stuff. It looks really neat. Like, so I'm looking forward to that one.
You talking about
Control? Yeah,
it looks fucking sweet.
I like that studio a lot, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's talk about Resident Evil 2, the not new Resident Evil game that's coming out. It's a remaster.
It's not a remaster.
Remaster of the second game.
It's a reimagining. Look, Resident Evil 2 was an isometric garbage game, and they're making it full 3D world. So
are they?
This is a
Have
new
you
game.
seen gameplay footage? They showed a trailer.
But I was a rat for a while in the trailer. And then a man showed up, and then people died, and then Leon was there, and I was like, hey, I know you. And then it's not... Look, it's a new game, John. Here's where I'll fight you.
You said new Resident Evil game. TJ, I'm going to have to get your ruling on this. Is Resident Evil 2 a remaster of Resident Evil 2, a new Resident Evil game?
It's tough. This is not new. Even if it is rebuilt from the ground up in the new RE engine.
It's old characters.
It's a new game. It's an old story, but a new fucking game.
It's not going to change the rankings. Let's give it to 'em.
Okay, I was gonna say you're still behind on points after even if you get this. So
yeah, I know.
Well, and I was gonna say if you take this new game away from me, I'm gonna fight even harder for Captain fucking Spirit being a Life is Stranger game.
Well, they specifically said it's not Life is Strange.
They
2
specifically said it's in the same universe.
But it is. They said this is not Life is Strange 2.
I will fight you. I will
I'm in the
scratch and bite.
same universe as Life is Strange.
Yeah, we all are, because it's a game that exists in our world. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts having realistic Johnny Depp in it.
No.
Again.
So we've got
I
Kingdom
do
Hearts.
appreciate the fact that the main character's animation style changes based on what world they're in.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, that's always been the way it is.
It's not quite as uncanny as it could be, but it's still it's real bad.
I think that game looks awesome. I think that the story is just nonsense and I'll never understand it, but maybe I'll play the game.
There's a lady with like antenna hair, and there's a guy.
It's fine.
angry.
Spanky and I already have 3 hours of lore discussion, and we got to do some more because we only discussed
next
one
week,
game.
Everyone will talk about how Kingdom Hearts makes sense on this podcast. That'll be
Aqua
what
got
we
Norded.
release as an episode.
Aqua got Norded.
All right, let's not say things like that on this podcast.
Nope.
I need an adult. Okay.
Yeah,
That-
Spanky did not get the Doom sequel title correct, so he does not have a half hour to spend on Kingdom
On our
Hearts.
podcast.
He was so close.
He was so close.
What did he call it?
I don't remember. Hell on Earth, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. And with
Yeah,
the elves in hell being a Roman numeral for 2.
yeah. Unfortunately, it's not correct, but it is kind of correct because it is taking place on Earth, supposedly.
Yeah.
But it's called Infernal, right? Doom.
Eternal.
Eternal. Anyway, yeah. Let's move on though. We got more Sony stuff. Death Stranding. We saw a little bit of gameplay this time. It looked like
Clack, clack, clack,
you're
clack, clack, clack,
you're the
clack,
postman,
clack, clack,
I guess.
clack, clack, clack,
Kevin
clack,
Costner.
clack, clack, clack.
Delivering post-apocalyptic mail. I don't know. Looks like there's gonna be some weird stuff. They had introduced a weird CG Leah Sadu and some lady who we're supposed to know who she is. Oh yeah, Leah Sadu eats a grub,
Oh yeah.
and
Lady.
Lindsay Wagner shows up as like a CGI lady, and that's it. So,
Yeah, but she's youngified in that.
yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
She's famous from a long time ago,
Okay.
from the prehistoric times.
Yes. Matt, you okay?
Hi. No,
TJ's like, you guys wanted to do a podcast very late for some
I
reason.
was at a party.
I was trying to come home
Just
from
trying.
work and other stuff.
All right, let's talk about Neo 2.
Let's talk
That's
about
coming out.
Death Stranding. So the person
We did.
So-
is
Ghost
Didn't have
of
anything bad.
Sushi Strikers.
We talked about Ghost of Tsushima.
No, Sushi Strikers.
That's a Nintendo thing. Okay, we're Neo
Lindsay
2.
Wagner is the bionic woman. She is the one that was youngified at the end of the trailer.
So it does seem like there's going to be a lot of time shifting around in this game.
Yeah,
Because it
there's
seems
a
like
little-
people age quickly to die with those monsters, and I don't
There's a
know.
little bit.
I was a little bit disappointed with that trailer because it was
There's
just
a
kind of
lot
like,
dude that's like, hey, you're all American actors that I was a fan of back in the day. Can you be in
Yeah,
my
I know.
video game?
we'll see though. It could be neat. It seems like you're kind of like sneaking around weird monster dudes delivering packages. I don't know. But we
Pulling
got
off
way too much more to
toenails.
get through, guys. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
We've got so much. Spider-Man. They ended that show with Spider-Man. That looked really neat. Kind of like the Prison Break from the Ark, right? It's called the Ark, or is it called the? What's
You
the
don't
name
know,
of this
it's
stupid?
The Ark. The Ark is
The Raft.
The
map.
Raft. That's it.
The
That's
Raft.
the name of the super prison in Spider-Man
Super
world
Resident
in Avengers.
Spider-Man lore.
You all right there, Matt? You just gonna repeat everything I say?
I feel like I'm being repeat shamed.
That looked like actual web swinging outside of the raft. I think
Oh, yeah.
that was actual gameplay, not just a cutscene.
Oh yeah, I think
Wow.
they were talking about that. It looks incredible. Like it, I hope it's as good as it looks. And they showed some, I guess, after the conference, they had some stage stuff where they were like, yeah, showing them flying around New York, and it was, oh, that looks cool. So I'm excited. We had a couple other things. Black Ops 4 is going to have some stuff. Oh, yeah. Did you see the Black Ops 3, TJ? Did you get that for free?
Oh my god, fucking shit.
What?
Oh. And no, I didn't get those maps for free.
no.
Not yet.
No. I'm saying Black Ops 3, the
Yeah, I
full
have it.
game, PlayStation Plus, available for free.
Oh, I already have it, but
Oh, okay. I got it. I played a bunch of Black Ops 3 multiplayer. It's a good game.
It is, but
It's fun.
the bullshit they're doing with the pre-order thing. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
announced at E3 or announced after, but
Yeah, that's where you pre-order it.
you have to
for
full pay the digital download of Black Ops 4 only on your PS4 to get 4 maps for Black Ops 3,
Yeah.
and those are PlayStation exclusive maps. And the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So there was a Destiny 2 trailer as well for the Forsaken expansion.
Which will have its own season pass on top of that. What the
Yes, I know. But this is supposedly a huge content update, so hopefully that they're going to back that
fuck?
up
So
with
was
actual...
Taken King, and we only had to buy it once.
Anyway, I just want to mention that trailer was incredible because one of my favorite indie bands, Murder by Death, was the song they were using, Come to the Light.
Yeah.
And I was so excited to hear that. I was like, oh, my favorite indie band's getting some money. Like, they're in a big trailer. Like, I was so happy. I was like, oh, that's awesome because that song's great. The Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland showed off some clips from the game called Trover Saves the Universe, which will be PSVR and non-VR, so that's kind of exciting. We got to keep going.
Yep.
We still have 2 to go, but one of them is going to go... Oh, and the points for Sony was PS4 Pro priced up. No. Sly Cooper. No. This is John. Dreams trailer/demo that still leaves us confused about what the game is. Yep. And a bunch of clips about dreams and no explanation. It said like made in dreams, these weird little fucking vignettes. And so we still don't know what that is. They didn't explain it. PSVR update to hardware announced. No, they didn't really do any hardware stuff.
No.
They just focused on that. We'll give Matt the Resident Evil game because there's a full Resident Evil game coming out that was not announced before, even though it's a remake. Last of Us Part 2 this year? Nope. That'll be also early 2019. I think February, right? Just put it
No
in
official.
there.
I don't think it's an official month yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
So maybe middle of the year or fall next year.
Maybe February.
But Spider-Man's coming out this year, so that's kind of cool. Spider-Man costume DLC? Nah. They didn't get any details. PlayStation will announce opening a cross-platform play with the Xbox. Boy, were you wrong.
No, yeah.
You were
it was
so
bad.
wrong, and we can get to that later when we get to Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
DualShock 4? Nope.
No
No updates. So I got 4, Matt's got 3, TJ's got 1. Spoiler alert, nobody's getting any points except for TJ for the rest of these. So Square Enix, let's just burn through this because they didn't show very much. It was a real short little conference. I had mentioned that they had a trailer for Marvel game, Crystal Dynamics, that supposedly is being worked on. No mention.
No.
Just Cause 4 Royale. Nope, don't mention.
No.
Tomb Raider movie. They never mentioned the movie.
Nope.
Matt said Kingdom Hearts 3 will have a Marvel character. No, we didn't see any of that. Life is Strange 2, Life is Stranger. They didn't... I don't know what that means. You just wrote the name of the game. There wasn't a trailer or anything for it, so they just said that they're working on it. KH3 Royale, which is insane. It did not happen. Kingdom Hearts 3 November 9th, the week
they
of.
pushed it back.
They pushed it back again to February or some shit of 2019.
January
29th. FF8 digital PS4, no mention. Dragon Quest Builders 2-player, no mention. I'd like to also mention, zero mention anywhere of that Final Fantasy VII remake.
It's not happening. It's broken.
People have shown screenshots of someone who's working on the game had in the background like a redone like images from the game that hadn't been seen before. So something's happening. But
but it's broken. They can't get working.
Anyway. What did Square Enix actually show? We saw Tomb Raider. We saw that awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit is like a prequel, like to Life is Strange Season 2. Yep. There's a game called Babylon's Fall, which is a platinum game, which looks actually kind of neat. Looks like a weird. It's going to be like some sort of, I don't know, like actiony.
We got a third different trailer for Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. I got to give them credit. They actually put out different trailers at each press conference, so it wasn't like I forget what game it was where they had the same exact trailer at the EA one as they had at the Microsoft one or something. It was like, oh, nothing new.
Yeah,
Can we talk about The
like,
Quiet
hey,
Man?
All the sound disappears from this trailer.
Did our sound disappear?
No, the Kingdom Hearts trailers had a weird point where the ambient sound disappeared.
Yeah, you're right.
There was just like a voiceover and some underscoring, I guess. But it was just a real awkward
Yeah.
thing.
Wait. What press conference was it? Was it the Ubisoft one?
It was
Where they didn't
both.
turn their mics off? You hear people talking backstage? I forget. Maybe it was the Microsoft one.
There were two.
I think it was Ubisoft.
Both times that a Kingdom Hearts trailer was shown, the ambient sound from the trailer cut out halfway through.
Which one was it? I think it was Ubisoft. So it was just funny. God, was it Sony? God, one of them had people talking backstage with their mics not turned off, and they're like, "Well, that went well," or something like that. Like it was like, "Whoop, we got a little technical snafu," but it was the no gameplay trailers fucked up. No demos fucked up. It was a banner year. The Quiet Man, you're a deaf guy who beats up people, and it's FMV, and then it's CG, and then it's FMV in the trailer. It was a weird trailer. Let's not worry about that. New FF14 expansion, Monster Hunter World crossover with Final Fantasy 14, Dragon Quest 11 trailer. That's about it. All right, let's move on to the biggest and best press conference of them all. Nintendo. I don't even need to bring up a document to know what Nintendo went over.
Well, hang on.
What did Nintendo?
Because there's a lot of stuff compressed in that first 10 minutes, like Super Mario Party.
Okay.
Hollow Knight was at that moment. The Fortnite.
They did that thing where you can
announcement.
swipe horizontally on your switches so that it knows which switches which when you're playing party style.
Yep.
Okay, neat.
Mario Party has online.
Yeah, and it looks neat because it looks like there's like weird switch linking you can do.
Yes.
Which seems kind of interesting. But whatever, it's a Mario Party game, so it's not good. Just on principle. Fortnite Switch, I said will have exclusive in-game cosmetics that were Nintendo themed. No, nothing.
Nobody
What
mentioned
the Fortnite for Switch does
and
have
the
that's
whole
exclusive is that if you've linked your account to a PS4 ever with Fortnite, you exclusively can't play it on your Switch with your account, which is fucking insane.
Yep. I think that's why I had to do a different account on my Xbox One. So I could use the same one as my Xbox One. So my progression between Xbox One and Switch carries over, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually happy. I think I downloaded Fortnite, but I never played it on the PS4. So I don't think but I may have linked them.
Just delink it.
You can't delink. I'm serious. It's like literally like a plague. Like if your Fortnite account has touched a PS4, you're locked out from everything else except for the PC
sucks.
or the phone. Yeah, it's fucking insane. And it's all Sony's fault. And it's like I don't care if you can't like we don't want people to play crossplay. You can't make an account exclusive to your console like with like money and stuff like paid. That's crossing a line, I think. Nintendo talked about what else did they talk about in the first 10 minutes? Like the 80 things they talked about. Oh, that weird
but
they talked about
a space game. Like
oh,
a weird,
Damon X Machina.
Yeah, you're just like flying around as little Gundam
And
spaceships.
Then the new expansion for Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yes. After that, boy, did we hear about Smash Brothers a lot.
Yes.
hey, you like
Yes, we
Smash
did.
Brothers? Because that's all you're going to hear about.
Oh,
Smash.
I actually didn't give myself a point for this, but
No, you didn't. Yeah. Fix it.
Smash Brothers.
Nobody gives a shit about your points, John.
Smash Brothers is not a port, is what I said, and we
don't have any evidence of that.
We know enough. It's not a port. They
We-
put so much.
It could be.
So
It
much
could be
extra
a
into this
port.
game.
We got
It
actually.
could be
Well,
a
no,
port
there
with
was
all of
definitive.
the guys.
All right. There was definitive evidence that I'm not even going to talk, Matt. What do you want to say?
I don't know. I'm just being
So
trouble.
they interviewed the Nintendo developer for Smash, and he said there's never been a Smash port, and all of these games are developed from the ground up. So And the 3DS game was not a port. It was developed at the same time. So they're saying it's not a port. And so even though the theme of it is, hey, remember all the stuff from every other Smash game? Everything is in this game. But it seems like it's a brand new game. And that 10,000 changes, they said in that trailer, which is insane. Like, okay. Hey, Matt, did you like watching 22 minutes of explanation of Smash moves? Because that's what we got in that conference.
Definitely listened to that in podcast form and totally zoned out for most
whole
of it.
thing.
I watched the whole thing, too. So it's just like, okay, get through the Smash stuff. We're running out of time, but they're going to have something cool at the end. There'll be like a new thing.
They're going to have like a fucking Zelda sequel
And here's
or
the
some
treehouse.
shit, right?
Nothing.
No, okay. No, then.
Oh, my God. No
It was
information
the
about the
point where
online service. Which won't have Smash when the online service launches, because Smash isn't launching until 2019, right?
No, December 9th or December 7th.
Okay, but the online service is launching at the in August
September.
or something. Yeah, at the end of summer, like early September. Yeah. So what are you gonna play online on your Switch? Splatoon still? Like people
Mario
were
Kart.
thinking,
You don't have Mario Kart.
Yeah, I know, but
mustard shit.
but people were
Arms.
people were playing. People were expecting Smash and the online service to come out at the same time. Nope.
Yeah.
It's going
I
to be
didn't
way
think
delayed.
Yeah.
No information about the N64 Classic or Game Boy Classic.
Sure.
No Luigi game. No Punch-Out Switch, Matt. We missed this. In that first 10 minutes,
yeah.
they did show Fire Emblem Switch with the release date, trailer, and gameplay. So,
It's not just units. Every unit has a squad.
yeah, it looks
That's
kind of neat,
freaking
actually.
cool.
Yeah, I think that'll be neat. Konami Castlevania game? Nope. Paper Mario port on Switch? Nope.
Nothing.
Nintendo didn't have shit.
Nope. Because they'll probably announce that at a different direct.
Yeah. So the final point score is... Oh no, we gotta do our insane predictions. Nobody got anything.
Yep.
I said there was no Death Stranding trailer with David Hayter. There was no awkward cosplay fails. I was praying for that panda to fall, but he didn't. Wait a minute. I'm going to say there technically was an awkward cosplay fail.
Nobody gives a shit because you already are in first place.
Because in the Ubisoft conference, that guy dressed up as the guy from Trials in the whole outfit, and he knocked over a thing on stage as part of like a staged,
Okay,
I'm going to fall onto
John.
something.
First place, John got even more points. Okay, moving on.
Anyway, no, I won't count that though because that was staged. I was talking about some weird person in the audience being awkward. No motorcycle. No mention of Days Gone. That was
There
the
was
craziest
a motorcycle. It just wasn't in reference to Days Gone.
thing. I know.
So you fucked yourself by being too specific
Days Gone.
in your
February
prediction.
22nd.
Yes, Days Gone also coming out in February. Here's the thing about Days Gone. Last year, full demo on stage, crazy stuff. This year, part of their little teaser reel for like 2 seconds. It's like, oh boy,
Yeah,
they fucking dropped the. Yeah, nobody cares.
It's not gonna be great.
Matt said Battlefield 2 free to play. Nope.
Nope.
Live animal on stage. Unfortunately, all we had was that guy in the panda suit. He was quite lively,
Yeah.
but he was not an animal.
He was lively.
He was a man in a suit.
Not live.
He's an animal.
Microsoft announced PS4 cross. Nope.
Nope.
TJ said person in mascot suit falls over in stage.
No.
Not really. I mean, you were kind of the guy from Trials.
It
Not
doesn't count.
really.
Half
No,
point.
he was a developer dressed up. Live gameplay session connectivity issue didn't happen.
No.
Man, and then Microsoft representative in Smash. Nope, just Solid Snake is back. Oh, can we talk about new Smash characters? We didn't actually do a thing where like, who's the new Smash character going to be? Who's the new Smash character going to be? Answer is
Fucking Ridley.
nobody. And then Ridley after like 20 minutes of that fucking video.
Wait, hang on.
And-
Well, we know Inklings because we knew it before.
Yes,
but there's
exactly.
one more. There's one more new Smash character.
What?
Although she's an Echo fighter.
Peach.
My Bay Daisy.
Daisy. Yeah, that's kind of
Daisy.
neat. I like that. I like the
Echo
concept
Fighter
of
concept.
Echo Fighters. Yeah, because they can have like skin swaps, but not.
Well, and slightly different mechanics.
Yeah.
She's be a little slower, a little powerful. So
Yeah. So I love it. I love my women a little bit slower and a little more powerful, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I'd just like to wish Lauren a happy birthday. She, as always, her birthday's during E3 weekend, so...
That's true. Her birthday was on Friday of last week.
it's past midnight.
Or,
Happy
sorry,
Father's
Sunday.
Day. Happy Father's Day to me.
Hey,
We'll go drink
TJ,
in
happy
silence.
Father's Day. As the
Hey,
only
TJ,
father
happy
behind
Father's
this
Day.
podcast,
Thank
I
you.
got
I'm
my
gonna go
father
ahead.
some hot sauce and maybe a Menards gift card.
Hashtag not my father.
I don't.
Hashtag not all fathers.
all
Your
fathers.
fucking ingrateful kids don't get you the most amazing PlayStation 2, 3, 4. What are we up to now? PlayStation 4.
We're on
Well,
4.
We are.
Party.
We did Father's Day already. We did it early, and I got Monopoly Gamer, which
Nice.
is fucking awesome.
What's that? Just like a Monopoly with game-related stuff?
It's a Nintendo Monopoly that
Oh,
has
neat.
different rules.
Oh.
Like no bills, it's all coins, and things can happen where you drop coins on the board, and then if you pass by those coins, you pick them up. And
Oh, neat.
every different character has a different power-up ability and a different superstar ability, and the game ends when you beat 8 boss battles.
Okay.
Boss
So it's
battle or Pass
a
Go.
very different version of that. Well, it's cool.
So
I
much
didn't,
fun. And then you could buy expansion characters.
Cool. I'm trying to think here. What have people been up to? Huh? Matt, how's your week? Matt, what's going on? What's going on in Matt World? Matt, why are you at a party that I wasn't invited to? Matt, why are you not letting me come to your parties? What's going on? Why do you hate me?
I was playing Drawful with some roller derby people.
I would have loved to play some Drawful with some roller derby
Yeah.
people because I
Same here.
always win Drawful. I'm
My
good
my
at
family's gonna be
Drawful.
my family's gonna be out of town, so I got like 2 weeks.
But
But
hey, you can come up
it'll be
here and buy us
unsafe for
some
me
Taco Bell sometime.
Yeah,
so.
I do owe you guys.
Wait,
Taco
TJ, your
Bell.
family's out of town?
Well, in a week,
Oh man, maybe I
but
could
for 2
visit.
weeks. Yeah, come on out.
I
Maybe I
felt real
will.
bad because I was in Illinois, but I did not have any control over where I was the past
I could have
weekend.
driven down. I wouldn't have minded.
Well,
I was
TJ,
at-
we'll talk
well,
off air about this, but
I
I'd
was
love
at
to visit and
somebody's
hang out.
birthday party, and I didn't know where I was, and I was super drunk, and
The website is borninthE80s.net. You can find
Oh,
all our
thank
old
you.
episodes there.
.net.
Yep. I'm gonna die because it is like after midnight, and I was
I'm
up
gonna
early
die
this
After
morning.
because-
midnight, we can
God,
let it
that's
all
gonna make
hang
me-
out.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to that. That's E3 2018. That was what? Let's get our final thoughts. What was your game of the show, guys?
The show
Kind
fucking
of.
sucked.
It was kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but kind of the game that I'm most excited about is Sea of Solitude in a weird way. I'm
Yeah.
It
really
does look
excited
really
about-
neat.
It does. It looks really cool. I'm really excited about getting a PlayStation and going through the Last of Us series. I'm really excited
They're good.
about that. Sweet,
They're really
like,
good.
Japanese feudal Japan versus the Mongols game.
I think the
that
Last
they
of Us
showed.
collection is like $10.
It's,
You can find that on
it's,
sale.
it's 10 or 20.
Yeah.
It's all over.
You can
the
find it
place.
on sale for $10 all the time, though. So,
Yep.
actually, Matt, if you wanted to borrow my copy, you could totally have it.
Hey, John, can I?
Because I think I got it when it was on sale. Because I had that Gamers Club unlocked, and I think it was 10. But if you had the Gamers Club unlocked, it was like $8. So I got it for 8. And I was like, I might as well, even though I own it on PS3. So anyway, my game of
join
the
our
show is
Discord.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077. I
Yeah.
I
That
love
looks fucking
sci-fi,
sweet.
and that trailer was
Real
awesome.
sweet,
And it,
sweetie
I just
McCool.
want to see more. I can't wait. All right, TJ.
As much as people are making fun of it, I want to play Elder Scrolls Blades. I really do. I'm gonna play that probably on my Switch because it's not just mobile; it's mobile and console.
I hope it's good. Oh yeah, and it'll be free on Switch too.
It's
Which
free
is
on
nice.
everything.
Yeah,
I also
yeah.
downloaded Fallout Shelter. I haven't started playing it yet though.
Yeah, that's fun. I have it on my phone. fun little time waster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my game of the show is Fallout 76 because I pre-ordered that with the collector's edition. 'cause I'm a sucker.
I went through like 18 stages of emotions on that game, and I finally settled on cautiously optimistic. So
Like, it looks interesting.
I fucking love Fallout. Oh,
I think multiplayer questing in Fallout could be really fun. So that sounds really
It's gonna
cool.
be real neat. Plus, I love the West Virginia lore that they're sticking in. And
Yeah,
this is gonna be real neat and real fun and real cool.
cool.
I'm already
Let's talk-
role-playing my character at work when I'm not doing work things.
TJ,
Yep.
where's the Discord? People can find it.
Yeah. Borderlands.net. Click the Discord link right there.
There's a Discord link on the left-hand side of the website. We chat all the time on there and share shitty memes, and you can see
Every day.
a screenshot of Pink Sparkles,
Yep.
who we mentioned in the part that got lost.
Who's our best friend who we know personally.
I really like Pink Sparkles. There's something about her. I don't know what it is, guys. I just can't stop looking. You know.
Well,
I
there's
can't
something
describe.
about her that makes me really invested in like making sure that she's okay. Like, I feel like,
You just want to make sure
you okay?
everything's all right.
I just want to know, and that's not my responsibility, and I recognize that. But also, you cool?
I don't. Oh my god, I fucking hate these lady streamers. Sorry, I don't hate them. It's just weird. If you're streaming and you have a like money like thing where you're like trying to like earn stuff, and you call someone your stream daddy, it's kind of weird. And like
Well, it
saying
depends
that
on whether
you
or
have
not
to
you're
sub
wearing
to
a
get their
leather
Snapchat
collar.
is like, are you expecting them to show you their tits on Snapchat? It's just weird. It just seems gross. Oh, Pink Sparkles is eating a watermelon right now.
Okay.
You want to just tune in on that?
Well, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So can we end the podcast?
I'm sorry,
There's
I'm
a
too
thing
busy
that I
watching
gotta
this
watch,
large
so,
breasted woman eat
At-
watermelon right now.
At Eighties
it's
Podcast,
it's
at
dripping
John
down her
_Danger,
face
at
is the
Matt Head
problem.
Music,
Oh.
at MayofMay84. See you guys later.
She's eating a watermelon with a plastic spoon. It's weird. That's
And-
confusing.
Yeah. Fart
That'll be good
noise.
enough. My face is a fart noise.
All right, boys.
You guys,
So-
I have great news. Byte Industries is live now on YouTube, according to my phone.
Your phone's a
According to
liar.
Yeah, I hear it as well.
Bleep.
All right, I'm gonna listen.
Oh,
Off center,
dude,
I don't like it.
should I? Oh, let me give you some
Hey.
controls over there. Share controls with John Danger Rolls. Rose. I don't know. That doesn't
Stupid
rhyme.
thing.
All right.
I do my
Can
best
I,
to rhyme, and it just doesn't happen.
Wiki wiki wild,
Alright.
wild west.
Let's get everyone's levels.
Go Ninja! Go Ninja!
All right, this is
go.
where I'm at. This is me.
Like in
and
life?
we can do Matt.
Hey, it's your boy Matt. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right,
Uh,
TJ.
Every single day, stress comes in every way. I ain't got no time for nobody.
Thank you.
Followers 41 out of 50.
I got 50.
Oh yeah? You think you're better than me? Want to fight?
Okay, I think we sound good.
Okay.
If fighting will get us views.
I think it probably would, given what I know about Twitch. It's cleavage and just beating the shit out of each other.
Awesome.
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 Let's see what's on Twitch. Let's see what's on Twitch TV right now.
Oh,
Unless-
John, you're reading that John Ronson book?
I already read it, the whole thing.
Oh.
To whack us
I
on
started
Twitch.
reading it, but then I stopped because it stressed me out.
And then my
It's stressful.
buddy's
All right.
Jeremy TTU is on Twitch as well. He's streaming the Jackbox Party Pack 4, which I don't have yet.
I will
I
say
was
one
looking
thing
that
that
up. That looks cool. I was playing
I will say-
Drawful at the party I was at earlier today.
nice.
That's cool.
I will say one thing that has happened on Twitch is that the community settings have limited the amount of boob streaming a bit.
Oh,
It
that's
isn't
cool.
quite as egregious as it was before. There are still just women in shirts. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Not as low cut as they used to be, but still, like this one, it was just drunk stream. And it's just a person
Let's
talking.
see what's on the
into
IRL
a-
stream. Drunk
It's just-
dude,
it's
drunk
just-
dude, drunk dude, drunk dude, and lady.
It's mostly a weird place where people can be chatting with women. Here's a Las Vegas swimming pool. Oh. She's not live anymore.
This one, I don't want to just mute. There we
There's a
go.
lady in a weird French maid's outfit. There's a lot of
you
those
know.
headphones with cat ears on top.
Well, duh, I should get some of those.
I got
sure.
Squid Head.
I-
That's
I
close enough.
saw there was a big Pokemon Go event today, so at the farmer's market I saw some dude, like big, tall, like 6'5" dude with like fucking Pikachu ears on, and it was the best thing I've ever seen.
Hey guys, just so you know, Pink Sparkles is still doing well here.
Let's redefine what well means.
I'll just share what is Pink Sparkle's screen looks like right now. This is a rerun, by the way, so it's not live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this one
Feel
in the
like-
old general of Discord, so you're gonna have to be
feel
in Discord to see this.
Like a little bit, like I feel kind of concerned about Pink Sparkles. Like I kind of want to be like, hey.
Now
is
I don't know
everything-
if
is everything
this
cool,
particular
or-
outfit is part of the community guidelines.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that is within the community guidelines?
You know, I think the smartest thing I could do right now is to say no comment.
The Switch.
And-
Now she is. This is rerun a video saying "I'm back, boys." Snap for stubs. Instagram Pinky Sparkles.
Now she is gonna lose points for using a BOIS instead of a BOIZ.
Yeah. I do like that she has Harry Potter movie posters in the background here.
Yeah.
That's good. This person, like, literally is just. I mean, this is Twitch. This is your platform.
I want to know, like, what's
This
your
is
life
what you
like?
are getting pay. You are paying people to do this.
Jeff Bezos, what have you done? No, but I don't want to be like, I'm not like trying to police what women will wear on the internet, but I'm curious, like, what's going on with you? Like
Yeah. It's
what's
weird.
going on?
It's
You
kind of
okay?
sad. I mean, like, I understand both sides of that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you don't want.
Well, I mean, it
fucking
doesn't
company-
have to be sad. It could be like this person is just completely comfortable with their body and like this is how they want to display it. But that mindset is so far outside of my own that I'm just like, I don't understand how you are. Like,
It's just
I-
it's just an interesting thing that's just like,
I feel shame if my sleeves are too short in public.
well, it's not that even. It's just that, like, it's okay if you're gonna have this as your, like, Twitch thing where someone's got a, like, you know, just getting tips and showing their cleavage. that's fine. But if that's what Twitch wants to do, it's their prerogative, and they're gonna let people do it. I guess more power to those people. So,
but they can't.
I just think it's
Oh.
real weird. Oh shit! She switched over to her OBS by accident, and you saw her set up.
Shut up. I just think it's weird, like, trying to get in the headspace of people that regularly view that content. Like, I don't know.
Like, what are you
where
doing? There's
are.
Pornhub.
Yeah, like,
Just
where
go
are you,
to a porn
what
website.
are you doing?
Those exist. Is it like 10-year-olds that are like blocked, and they can just get on Twitch?
Or it could just be people that are very lonely and just want someone to
But there's
talk
like
to them.
porn chats where people will like do stuff for you. You know.
Yeah.
Why do you want to talk to
I don't
someone?
understand it.
There's cam girls. I'm just saying.
And they're very nice people.
And yeah. Some of them are very sad.
Well, yeah. Did you know there in places like Vegas there are whole office buildings where each room is set up to look like a dorm room, where there's like these multi person can girl like businesses.
I think it's more like cubicles are all set up to be like dorm rooms.
Yeah. It's like it speaks to this weird like artificial surface of the internet where like everything's fake, but we assume it's like something else. We live in a weird time.
Yeah. I'm just disappointed
this nice
that
lady
I guess
is
there aren't...
baking Diva bunny cookies though, so that seems cool.
I'm just disappointed that there aren't more vaping streams. You know?
Well, it's because vaping is so difficult. You have to do it in a YouTube compilation.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, one of my favorite things about Periscope, the app. This is just the podcast right now.
Welcome to Born in the 80s. We won all the E3 predictions. We got everything right. Don't have to listen to the rest of the episode because we got everything right.
313, right? That's where we're at.
Don't know. I don't fucking... You
Thank
think
you
I
for
know
the
what I'm
intro,
doing?
Matt.
Hey!
Yeah.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 313. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Dangerhag.
And just TJ May.
Just TJ May.
Just.
So, we were talking about this
You're
a little
never
before
just
the
TJ
episode
May.
started, but one of the things I really liked about the app Periscope was, like, it was just, like, random-ass, like, people streaming. Like, it would just be like, let's go on Periscope. Hey, there's, like, a street party in Cuba. They just tune in. See what's going on. It made the world feel really connected. Whereas Twitch is just basically that, but people begging for money in various countries.
It's busking on a universal scale.
Yeah. I just, like, I don't understand. I mean, I'm sure people can watch streams like that, but, like, if I'm watching a stream where someone's playing a game or something, and then they're constantly just, like, shouting out, like, donations and stuff, I can't do it. Because it's like, this is like watching the PBS, like...
Oh, yeah, the telethons.
The whole time. Like, your stream should have moments where that happens, but not like...
And, like, I get the IRL thing to some degree because, like, the podcasts I listen to, there's, like, the subject matter is secondary to the personality. Like, anybody could be talking about this shit, but I tune in for the person that I like to hear talk about that. So I get, like, how you develop a kind of bond with this personality, but I don't get that in the context of, like, IRL streaming, where they just, like... It really doesn't seem like there's any content there. It just seems like, I'm talking, give me money.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like one of those things that I maybe we're not of the generation that Twitch is for.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe this is just one of those signs that we're aging out of the target demos of, like,
I mean,
the modern
I'm
world.
watching a Twitch IRL stream right now where it's just a guy in Korea buying ramen and, like, in
Yeah.
a store. That's kind of cool. That's a
2X.
weird
Yeah, but-
thing.
The important thing is Pink Sparkles is the worst player in Fortnite. Snap for subs, Instagram Pink Sparkles. Broadcasting
through
through
XSplit.
XSplit, not through the
Oh,
actual
okay.
Hangout.
Because that works better.
Mhm.
And it does.
So
it
Except for right
we're
doesn't
now.
kick
live
you off
again.
in the
I don't know
middle of-
what the fuck happened with XSplit deciding to stop broadcasting.
Great.
Welcome to the World of Warcraft podcast.
So let me just get the last thing I said.